What's happening?
What's up?
Yeah, the Bears, more so Eberflus, LOSE, were the laughing stock. The firing couldn't happen quick enough. There's reports that Ryan Poles wanted to fire him after the Patriots debacle, where they only scored 3 points against that scrub ass team, but ownership nixed that idea. And I guess, the free fall since the Washington game and that blunder on Thanksgiving Day was too much for even ownership to handle. So obviously they pulled the trigger. We'll see who they bring in, but word is Thomas Brown is getting his audition. But
Yeah,
how can he not? He's going to be the coach for the next 5 games.
yeah, and this is a great audition because right now it looks like Caleb Williams has gotten a little better now that the offensive coordinator has been kicked out, and now that the head coach is now gone, he may get even better. But he's been showing improvement over the last 2 games. And this is
Three.
the improvement 3 games now. You would like to believe this is something that's going to continue just with a young quarterback. And it is towards the end of the season. There's nothing really to play for right now, but he's playing as if he wants to prove that he's the number one pick overall, which he is, but he's kind of living up to it. He just has bad circumstance on him. And Ryan Poles, it looks like, according to the reports, he's staying around to pick the new coach.
Well, word here in Chicago is Kevin Warren is going to make the choice with the assistance of Ryan Poles.
Yeah, so that means that kind of spells it out. If he does a little bit of whatever they don't like, he might be out the door because the GM, that is his job. He doesn't need assistance from anyone higher than him or even equal to him. He gets information from the lower links and then he makes the final decision. Now, if you have someone making decisions with him in tandem, that kind of lets you know there's some confidence lost in him too. And Eberflus was just the first salvo and getting things out of the door. Well, obviously you
but
had
but
the
it's the
offensive coordinator
most
out.
Bears thing because Kevin Warren, he's not considered a football guy. The Bears are trying to get a new stadium. They bought land maybe 40 minutes away from where their current stadium is, and he was supposed to work on that deal. That was supposed to be his focus. I mean, that's what everybody in the Chicago area talks about. Kevin Warren is not a football guy. So they're saying he should do the business things, do the new stadium thing, and allow Ryan Post to do the football thing. He's the general manager. But for some reason, ownership's letting Kevin Warren get involved. And that's no surprise because in the past, owners have been involved, you know, circumventing the general manager's uh, um,
That's a mess.
responsibilities or power or limiting what he's able to do. So the Bears are going to screw it up again.
Yeah, but at least there's a nice pool of coaches out there now.
People are saying Cliff Kingsbury is a good candidate for the Bears job.
For
They
young
didn't even
quarterbacks,
want
I
him
think
for the
so.
OC job. You think they're going to hire him for the head coach?
Well,
Nah,
I guess
you
another year
shouldn't
of
even get any
seasoning, I guess.
consideration.
Yeah, he is one of those.
I'm not saying he shouldn't get any consideration. I'm just saying if the Bears were dumb enough to not hire him as the OC, they're even stupider to not hire him as the head coach.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity for them to do it. But we also talked about John Gruden being a possible option now that his name has been floated out there with a lot of other teams who may need coaches as well. We already know the Jets need a coach. Your team needs a coach, and there are other teams out who also need coaches as well. There's more than two jobs needed right now, and there may be even more once the season is over with someone being disgruntled that their team didn't live up to expectation. Coaches have to get out the door because of it. So
Right.
yeah, John Gruden's another one. Rex Ryan, I mentioned him by almost mistake, only because he pretty much just wants that Jets job because he's been there, done that. He thinks he's the only one who can help the Jets. So that's another Jets problem, anyways. No matter what happens, the Jets will do
Well,
Jets things. But
I watched a video earlier today, and he mentioned he wants to get back into coaching.
yeah,
So he's going to throw his name in the ring.
and he's a
I mean, his
defensive
hat.
he's a defensive coach, and he's a lightning rod of a coach. Which organization really wants to deal with that right now? I don't know if you have too many lightning rod coaches anymore. Everybody's pretty PC these days. You know, you don't have the old Bill Parcells coach that would tell you what you needed to know, or even what you didn't want to know or needed to know. But he'll say it publicly. He'll go back and forth with the media. Bill Belichick just simply didn't speak pretty much at all, so you couldn't really pry anything out of him. All of these other coaches, especially these young ones, D'Amico Ryans, pretty much not too far removed from being a player himself. So they're just not those kinds of coaches.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I believe I saw a report that ownership wanted Poles to hire a new coach last year, but Poles fought for Eberflus. So
He made it
maybe
look bad.
that's why they're not giving him full autonomy.
It makes sense. He put his
Mhm.
reputation on the line and he got burnt big time. You start off 4
Yep.
2. Everybody's like, yeah, it looks like that what we've done in the off season is bearing fruit. And then you go on this 6 game losing streak. Now you're 4-8, and it's just everything's just kind of going downhill. But your quarterback at least is playing better. And the only problem that's a huge problem is that you're at the end of the season, and this is where the toughest part of your schedule is. And again, as we've spoken about before, it's the NFC North, which is without a question the toughest division in football right now.